Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I appreciate the fact that my colleagues have waved me on to this committee field hearing. This is a topic that's very near and dear to my heart. Mr. Yos, Ms. Dugas, Mr. Pyro, Ms. Porter. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to fix this travesty. We're going to fix it in this Congress. And it's going to be because of colleagues like it seated next to me at this table. We're dedicated to fixing this. It's wrong. And we're going to address that quite aggressively in this Congress. So my colleagues up here and I, we're tired of hearing about excuses from previous Congress. We're tired of politics. We're tired of hearing about how much this is going to cost. Because here's a real simple fact, Mr. Chairman. I don't care how much it costs. It's not our money. This money belongs to the people that have earned it. It's been set aside for their entire life. They deserve every penny of it. And I am, Mr. Chairman, I am just so uplifted that we are here, because this is a signal that you gentlemen are getting this thing done, and you will have my full support and passionate support to get the Social Security Fairness Act passed and signed into law in the 118th Congress. That's going to happen. I'd like to mention the St. George Fire Department. I don't know about you, ladies and gentlemen, but this is the nicest fire department I've ever seen. This is definitely a different neighborhood from where I grew up. I believe my first cousin, Boyd Petty, is here. Boyd, if you're here, raise your hand in the back. Yeah, there he is there. My first cousin, Boyd Petty, retired firefighter. Literally my first cousin, so he has stories about me that he's not allowed to tell. Mr. Chairman, Mr. Pyro asked, how is it fair? It's not fair. It's absolutely not fair. And if a law in our beautiful nation is ultimately, even a well-intentioned law, is determined to be unrighteous, if by any reasonable measure it becomes clear that a federal law is injurious to the citizenry that it's intended to serve, if it falls outside the parameters of any measure of what is right, you don't change the definition of righteousness. You don't eliminate the rights of the citizenry. You eliminate the law. And that's what we're going to do. And it couldn't happen soon enough to me, but I'm telling you, ladies and gentlemen, this is a significant hearing. You're witnessing history, because we're going to get this thing done. We've got 300 co-sponsors or so. We're pushing it very hard in this Congress. Mr. Yos and Mr. Pyro, we've had trouble in first responding for recruitment. Like, our backgrounds becomes increasingly difficult to fill the ranks. If this Congress will pass the Social Security Fairness Act and repeal WEP and GPO, Mr. Yos, Mr. Pyro, how do you think that will positively impact recruitment for first responding departments across the country? Mr. Yos?
Well, I think if you look at people that are and traditionally we are struggling trying to recruit the next wave of law enforcement, not at a level that we can sustain the numbers that are leaving. So we're in an existential crisis right now. One of the problems that we have is I think we need to look a little different in our recruiting. But unfortunately, with windfall elimination, government pension offset, what we don't have is a pool of people who are already in the workforce that would be willing to give up a benefit in order to come in to a field of public safety.
That's a good point. So to leave their career and shift their career, if we do not pass the Social Security Fairness Act, very true. So we don't want to lose, some of our top guys out there. The most experienced men and women are the ones that have the greatest options, ladies and gentlemen, to leave that career in law enforcement or firefighting or teaching. Mr. Pyro, do you feel the same way?
Yes, sir, I do. I feel like although there's a certain passion to be in law enforcement or firefighting, to do that. The bottom line is you've got to be able to provide for your family. And when there are obstacles such as the windfall elimination and the GPO, because both law enforcement and firefighters all have second jobs. And I think this is deterring recruiting into both law enforcement and firefighting when they know that all their work on the side and they pay into Social Security, they're not going to reap a benefit as well as their spouse.
So I concur, Mr. Chairman. My time has expired, but let me just state that I'm so encouraged by the direction this Congress is taking from a bipartisan perspective to push forward quite righteously the Social Security Fairness Act to eliminate WEP and GPO. And I feel blessed to be a small part of that for the citizenry that we've sworn to serve. Thank you, Mr. Chairman, for allowing me to be here today, and I yield.